So, good morning viewers. When I started throwing the Highland Dirk, I was using only this for safety reasons, because I don't want to destroy my Dirk. So this kind of United Cutlery M48 tactical Dirk-like object. Now's the time I feel a little bit more confident to try out much more of a real Dirk. So today I will start with this Dirk made by Armourclass, for the reasons that I ordered this as a sharp one, but as I already said in the Patreon video, I'm not so happy with how they made the Dirk, especially because this is for a sharp Dirk just too flexible. The blade bends too much. However, because I now decided to use it as a training Dirk, I will make it blunt anyway, so I can, give it a try to test throw it first, because the proportions are of course much more correct compared to this thing here. Okay, so I will try out this, but not only that, I will also try out my sharp Dirk, the one I wanted originally make turn into a training Dirk, but now will keep as my sharp one for several reasons. This is has even better proportions than this one, better weight. That's why I'm so disappointed by what we have here with this Armourclass Dirk, but that is a different topic. Today it is about Dirk throwing again. So I will try out this one, and I will not be afraid to destroy it or damage it now by missthrows, because I did some changes on my throwing stand, which I will show you in a minute. So let's go outside and try this out. So what I have here is a material of an old mattress, and this is quite nice because the daggers and the throwing knives, they stick in the material, in the foam, and if you misthrow, it is a soft surface, so I will probably not damage my nice Dirk handles with a misthrow. Okay, that was fun. Some conclusions here. So the United Cutlery M41 still is a good throwing knife. However, I was very surprised by the balance and throwing attributes of the other two Dirks, because if you see, you have here a heavy handle and a heavy blade, which is not as long as the real Dirk. And here you have a quite short handle and a very long blade. And the complete weight of this one is much lighter than this one. So I was surprised that my self-assembled Windlass Dirk was actually the one that had the best throwing abilities, so the best attributes for throwing. I was very surprised. In the beginning I had some missthrows, but that was mostly because I hesitated, because I was still a little bit afraid that I could damage the Dirk. So I hesitated, I held back. But once I overcame that, this one was really the best one, in my opinion, to be thrown. From a medium distance, I have to say. From the wider distance, this one is still the best. But maybe because I also have more experience with this. And also I think from the wider distance I still hesitated a bit, so I kind of flipped it too much, so it was often landing with a flat or with a pommel. However, in kind of a medium, more fighting distance where I would throw a Dirk if I had to, that would be that one was the best one. And also the Armourclass was flying surprisingly well. However, it sometimes did not really stuck because of the blade. When it sticked, and because the blade is so flexible, it bended a bit and then flipped back. So another issue when the blade is too flexible. However, from how to throw it, how it was flying, it was not too far away from this one. So it was still a good one to be thrown. Damages. The Armourclass Dirk has a really tiny nick here and some scratches on the pommel from some missthrows, nothing really bad. And it has a small dent here in the wood, if you can see that. But nothing broke, everything is still tight together, so it survived. And I did not have too many missthrows, so the practice sessions with this one really paid off. Yeah, only very little damage, nothing that you could not, like more like little beauty damages, like some little dents. And the blade, nothing happened to the blade, so that was all okay. On the Windlass, it's just the same. Everything is still tight, everything is still fixed together. I have a little wood chip here from a missthrow. That's also just a minor thing, not really bad. Also, as you can see, this goes very much over the rim, and on this one I don't have the protective rim of the metal cap. So yeah, here I had a minor misthrow. The blade also is totally okay. Only little thing here is a little bit of a dented point, but that was from the blade from one misthrow bouncing back, and on the ground there are stones, and it was hitting the stone very hard with a point. So I forgive that, and also this is something really minor which you can just repair easily. So my conclusion here, this one is the best for training because you're not afraid to throw it. But you train a lot, then you don't have to be afraid to throw this one or your real Dirk. Maybe not if it's like 700 or 800 or 1000 or more euros, then you should not do that maybe. But with an average sharp or training Dirk by a typical company for around 200 euros, you can dare to throw it. It is important to note that you can throw the Dirk quite well. It is much better to be thrown than you would expect. At least in my opinion, prove me wrong. This is what I came up, this is the result of my tests at least. So yeah, what's next? The next step is an underhands throw. So underhands throws, I highly underestimated their power, but recently I had some interesting discussions with a guy I know here in Germany who is also a martial artist, and he does knife throwing, and he showed me videos of his underhand technique, which is really powerful. I was quite surprised. And the idea of an underhand throw here is that I want to train from a fighting situation. So when I have broadsword and the dirk as a parry weapon, and then I have a situation where I want to throw the dirk because I have more than one opponent, or you know, I just see an opening and I want to distract my opponent. We tried this out in different sparring sessions already with plastic dirks, of course, and this works quite nice as a distraction, even if you hit someone in the face with a pommel instead of the point. But if you are in a typical fighting distance and you use this, then of course, the moment you switch to this grip and to throw, this might be like a signal, like telegraphing your intention to throw the dirk. So the idea here is to have a quick, nasty, not expected underhand throw. First of all, I have to train how to throw with my left hand in the regular way, using this kind of knife or hammer grip. And then I have to start training how to do underhand throws. And this will be quite another interesting experiment. And for that, of course, in the beginning, I will use again this one. So thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little experiment. And as I said, I will work on this a little bit more in future with different throwing techniques. And yeah, and again, if you want to train knife throwing, especially with the dirk, then start slowly and keep all safety measurements in mind.